Well, hello, and a good YokeTalk to all of you yokers on this Good Friday. Good to you as well, Pastor Buzz. Everything is good today.
Everything is good. Good to you as well. Good Friday to all of you as well. It's a good YokeTalk. It's a good Friday. It's very loud music apparently, but
There
hey, you know
be.
what? We roll with it. We roll with loud music and Good Friday stuff and all the goods and all the goods. And we got the goods for you as well today at the YokeTalk. So it's going to be amazing.
What are the goods that we have today? Are we selling something?
We are not selling anything.
Khajiit has wares.
I mean, what?
Khajiit has wares.
What does that even mean?
You don't know Khajiit has wares if you have coin? And you put how many hours into Skyrim?
Okay. My mind was even on Skyrim.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, I am with you. I am with you.
Oh goodness.
But we do have a lot of goods for you. And for every sub that we get, we'll give you another topic.
We will?
So if you guys want,
we can't just pull topics out of nothing here.
No. I'm not saying that. I'm saying we have 7 topics for you. And if you guys want any one of those 7, we need another sub. So we're just I'm kidding. I'm kidding. We're not selling our topics today. We're going to give you guys the topics anyways. Yikes. All right, guys. Well, welcome to the Reconnect / YokeTalk, whatever you guys want to call it. Good Friday amazingness. But we got some main topics for you guys. I'm going to give you guys main topics today because I believe Seraph did last week. So, guys,
go for
CD Projekt Red. They're changing how it makes games after a disastrous. And when I say disastrous, I mean abomination of everything and impossible for a game launch. Like worse than Amazon's game launches. Let's be honest. The Crucible, it was bad.
I mean, at least this one hasn't been unreleased.
It should have been.
Probably.
Cyberpunk 2077.
Well, it worked fine for some people.
Yeah, for the 2% of developers that had, I don't even know. But anyways, guys, and then we're gonna speak of bad launches, and we're gonna talk about something worse that even happened with that same launch. I put that one in there, and Sarah doesn't even know, but we're doing it anyways. And finally, our last main topic today is E3 2021 U-turns on a proposal to put some of their content behind a paywall. Mm-hmm. We all know how gamers love paywalls.
Oh, gamers love paywalls.
They love them. And so we're gonna talk about that a little bit. But what are some of the rapid topics that we got going on today?
Yes. So we've got the first footage of Call of Duty Warzone's new 1980s map has been leaked. PUBG's free low-spec edition is shutting down. Feels bad for all the low-spec people out there. Among Us is apparently getting a full art style revamp. We're going to talk about why and
why? What?
And police bust the world's biggest video game cheat operation. That one's actually kind of hilarious. Excited to talk about it. All of this and more today on Good YokeTalk.
Is there really more though?
Maybe. Maybe if we think of something.
Is there really more?
Maybe if we think of something.
We'll see. We'll see if there's more.
Maybe somebody in the chat gives us something real good to talk about.
I already put something on there that was more. So,
you did.
We got that going for us.
You did more than I did.
CD Projekt Red. Okay. So obviously we all know, we've talked about it multiple weeks here at the YokeTalk. Cyberpunk 2077, game that has been hyped for the past 10 and a half years. Really been being created for the past 10 years. Really had a bad launch, and one of the worst parts of it was specifically created to be on the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, and those were the 2 systems that it was literally unplayable for just about everybody. Just about everybody hit some sort of bug that basically crashed their game, hard locked their game and things like that. Very bad launch, and so they said that they're changing how it makes games after disastrous Cyberpunk 2077 launch. And to be completely honest with you, Seraph, I'm surprised that it had a bad launch in the first place. I mean, if you take a look at their other games, the Witcher series and other things like that, they normally don't have a bad launch. Sure, there's bugs. Everybody has bugs to work out, but nothing like this. So what are they changing?
Yeah, good question. Honestly, I was a little disappointed with the things that I heard they were changing when I started reading the article. You know, I read the title of the article and I was like, oh, they're going to have like, you know, sweeping changes to like their work environment and things like that, all that good stuff. But it more so seems like just general things that would be good to do. And then at the end, they mention we're going to improve work environment, but didn't provide any details of how. So let's take a look at what they are doing. So, says the changes will allow CD Projekt Red to work on multiple AAA games and expansions in parallel starting in 2022. And the way that they're going to do that is, first of all, by making changes to their engine, the engine that they use. Okay. And one of the things that they hope to solve in making changes to their engine is the issue that they had this time around, where the game no longer ran well on the hardware it was originally being developed for. Right. That was just kind of a factor of, because it was being developed for so long and new hardware came out, they started moving to that new hardware and it kind of broke it on previous hardware, something like that. Yeah. But supposedly with these engine updates, that will be less likely and they will be able to support older systems more readily. Let's see, what's the next thing? They are, no, we changed.
They're going to focus on the same thing that they're focusing on. Yeah. Single player RPGs like that. It actually says single player RPGs will remain our priority. Like, yeah, but then go ahead.
Yeah, then they do say that they do want to expand online as well, like sure. Online experiences.
Sure, right.
But, yeah, it just seems like I feel like that's not a sweeping change, you know? It's not like a big change. I think there was... sorry. The last thing they mention is their marketing, because Cyberpunk had a huge marketing campaign like all year leading up to it. And because of that, it was a huge letdown because it had such huge marketing behind it. But I don't understand how exactly that...
How is that going to change?
It's only going to help
quality?
Them look better.
Exactly.
Like it only helps people's perception of them.
So future marketing campaigns will be much shorter, with promotional content released closer to the actual release of the given game, presenting its operation on all supported hardware platforms. Here's the problem. That's not making a change to the game, and it's not making a change to the development of the game. It's literally saying less people will know about the problems that this game is going to have. That's what that sentence tells me. That's what that sentence tells me. Like, our game had issues and less people would have known about those issues if we didn't market it so hard and for so long.
Basically.
This is an issue. So this whole entire article that we just kind of went over here, right? What I see from this article is no vision. And when you don't have a vision and your values, like, honestly, there's no values here. There's a problem when you're organized.
The last one, the last little one that we didn't mention at the very end in the last paragraph, it says that they are also committed to improving working conditions for its employees. Quote, CD Projekt Red will remain an inclusive and diverse workplace. However, we also want to emphasize the well-being of our employees and provide them with professional and personal development opportunities. End quote.
And that's great. That's wonderful. But this does not help the development of your games.
My thing with that was it was just a whole lot of words and not like what does that mean? What does that mean? What are you actually doing?
So last part of it, professional and personal development opportunities. Okay, that's great. So they're going to give their employees the ability to develop their skills better and give them the opportunities to move up in the company. That is phenomenal. I love it. And maybe that will help with some. These are not things that help a disastrous launch. These are things that help to grow your company and help make it better, to help make you have clearer direction. These are things to help you essentially have a sharper image. These are not things to help you fix problems that need to be taken down from ground level and revamp everything in your organization. Whatever happened with Cyberpunk, there was a problem, and they're not fixing it. And they're just not. And speaking of not fixing it, guys, this is what Seraph didn't even know was on today. I don't have the article in front of me, but there was an article that was written about specifically Cyberpunk 2077, and it had obviously had some issues. All right. So they came out with patch 1.1, created more issues. So they came out with patch 1.1, created more issues. 1.1.1 created more issues. Okay, now you have hundreds of bugs. The game still has not been fixed yet, and they came out with 1.2 finally. Okay, 1.2, and it fixed hundreds of bugs. And then Steam was overloaded with comments about how the game is even more broken than it was when it first, like when these hot fixes started coming out. Like this is an issue. Like are you not testing these things before you come out with them? Like, and this patch was delayed.
It's a mess. It's a mess.
I don't know, guys. I don't know.
A lot of these things just sound like things that they probably would have wanted to do already. Even the engine thing, like they framed it in a way that made it look like they were learning from their mistake. But like, even if you had a successful launch, you should have been able to realize, hey, it was a lot of work to, make this game for both current gen and next gen. Maybe we should update our engine so that's not a lot of work next time.
Yeah.
Like I feel like that's a conclusion they would have come to, whether it was a disaster or not. But now they're framing it like, oh, we're gonna do better next time. And like the marketing thing, that's just like
the marketing.
We're just gonna make sure we don't look as bad next time. Like
marketing campaigns will be much shorter. The title of this article is CD Projekt Red is changing how it makes, I will say it one more time, makes games after disastrous Cyberpunk 2077
the engine
launch.
Thing is how they make games.
Future marketing campaigns. This is not anything to do. That has to do with changing how you're making the game. You're changing your marketing so that you look better in the eyes of people that buy the game that was broken in the first place and somehow beat all the sales on PlayStation Store, even when it was taken off of PlayStation Store because of how bad it was. If this game gets Game of the Year next year,
and like the fact that they want to expand online, like that's not really changing how you make games. It's just changing your focus, like,
exactly.
or adding like something you want to focus on as well. Like it's not really changing the process.
Yeah, and you're providing your employees with more personal development. That's great, but it's still not changing your games. There's a problem here.
Mordicus in the chat says, I mean, if they shorten their market campaigns to shorter, they could be saving money that they can put towards testing. True, but do we actually think they're going to do that with the extra money? Like, they didn't say that. And they're probably not going to do that.
There was no testing done. Like,
I'm sure there was. I'm sure there was.
How could there have been testing done when it came out like this?
I'm sure. I'm 100% positive there was testing. The devs knew that it was not ready.
Yes.
They knew that.
And they
but the higher ups are just push it out, just launch it. Just do it.
And they made a ton of money, and now they're getting a whole lot of flack for it. And to be completely honest, I would not be surprised if CD Projekt Red, I mean, let's be honest, The Witcher 4 will come out at some point. Witcher 3 was a really large game. It was stated one of the best RPGs of all time. I disagree personally, but it was considered one of the best RPGs of all time. And to be completely honest, I don't think The Witcher 4 will beat out The Witcher 3 in sales after something like this happening. I just don't. And you're going to have less marketing for it. So, less people will know about The Witcher 4 coming out anyways.
Yeah, it's things like this that can scar you forever, It's happened with Bethesda for me. I'm thinking twice before I get hyped about Elder Scrolls 6, you know?
Hey, listen, I loved my upside down flying dragons and the ones that were farting out fire instead of breathing
different.
it. It was wonderful.
That's different.
It was hilarious. I honestly didn't have any game breaking bugs ever with Skyrim, even on the PlayStation 3. And that's saying something. I would save like 3 times. Now that's an issue, okay? I would have 3 different save files going every time I went through a door. I'm not even lying. Every time I went through a door, 3 different save files to make sure, because I knew there was problems with the game. No. And I wasn't losing my 700-hour progress, okay?
Yeah, the game gets really broken when you're 700 hours in. But
yeah,
I remember one time, I forget what it was, but one time there was just, I got this like storm cloud stuck on my character. Like it was like an effect from some spell cast or something, and it was just stuck on me perpetually, like just forever. Like
I think the worst and most annoying thing I had was you remember Farkas from the what were they called, the
companions?
The companions, yeah. It was like the Brotherhood. That's
the Brotherhood.
The Brotherhood.
No, not the Dark Brotherhood.
Yeah, no, not them. But Farkas from the companions. Somehow I never even made him a follower for me. I rarely had followers in the game. I just wanted to do my own thing. If I had a follower, I was dropping a whole bunch of weight on them and stuff like that, right? But here's the thing. Farkas, for some reason, out of nowhere, started following me, and you couldn't make him stop. I tried to kill him, but he is a essential character to the main storyline that you actually can't kill him. So he would come to me, and every time he got close to me, it would automatically take me into a sequence of talking with him. And I had to keep telling him to not follow me. I had to tell him it would not work. So I traveled across the entire land of Skyrim. And hours later, here comes Farkas running across a field with his sword up and everything. Did you need anything? I almost died. I forgot how I actually fixed that, but I did end up fixing it. That was the same day I got clipped into a ceiling. I also traveled somewhere inside an inn with my horse, and so everything was just blue on my screen. There was no inn, there's nothing. It was just blue and my horse floating in the midair. And then I got clipped into the ceiling right when I tried to leave, and I couldn't leave or go into any rooms, and I had to do the same thing that I did again. And it just broke the game. I somehow got out of all of those. I don't know how I fixed all those glitches, but I did. So amen. But anyways, that was a fun rabbit hole. I love Skyrim.
But yeah, anyway, so we all know Cyberpunk was a pretty disastrous launch, unfortunately. And honestly, this is not the kind of like public statement you want to make to fix things. Like I feel like they did not say anything that they needed to say.
Honestly, this article,
and, maybe they made a public statement about it previously, and so maybe it's already been said. But
and if they did, that's fine. But here's the thing: that article was literally meant for a title to be up there, and everybody says, "Oh, good," and they scroll past it. Like honestly, I don't think a lot of people are looking into the article like we are. And like we said, we look through all of those different things. There's no focus. There's no direction. There's nothing about making changes to the games that you're launching, other than the fact that you're going to market them shorter, which isn't changing how you make a game. So we'll see, but. Yeah, guys, if you guys are looking for a hot fix for Cyberpunk 2077, unfortunately, the new one, 1.2, don't download it. Apparently, it breaks your game. More bugs. Oh, no. It fixed 100 of them, but it created a bunch more that hard lock your game. And so, if you guys are looking for playing that game with bug free, don't get too excited yet, because we're still waiting. We're still waiting.
All right. In other news, E3 2021. U-turns on proposal to put some content behind a paywall. So from what I understand, there was never actually any official statement made
it was just sources.
There were going to be any content behind a paywall, but there were rumors with some pretty good validity. They very well could have been planning to do that, but they have now come out and said that there will be no content behind a paywall. There'll be no subscription thing, anything like that,
Yeah.
that you will need to access the full E3 experience.
Now, for me, E3, I don't watch a lot of E3 to an extent of actual E3. I watch day zero, right? I watch the day before E3 starts. I watch Bethesda when PlayStation was doing it. I would watch them. Xbox. I would watch all of those. Nintendo wasn't doing anything because they did their treehouse for the past 5-6 years. They got out of it on time. But anyways, I'd watch all those. It says one source suggested that a premium package had been pitched to publishers at $35. Now, could you imagine having to pay $35 to see any of that? Because that's the only part that I really watched. I watched Nintendo. I watched a Treehouse, but
I don't think they would put any of the like press conferences or major like announcements
so the good things
behind it. No, I don't think they would put any of that behind the paywall. I think at the end of the day,
worth the $35 at that point. I'll be honest.
Well, I believe the article mentions like game demos, because at the end of the day, E3 was an event that you had to pay for if you wanted to attend, right?
Yes.
It was not a free event. You could not just show up and experience everything. So I say, if they want to monetize certain parts of the content, go for it. You know, I think they deserve to do that.
But they're paying for a building. There's a reason. And then they also had the press conferences. Do you know how much it cost for those people to get in there? It was 6 figures just to get into not to get into a press conference, but to hold one. I mean, you're looking at tens of thousands of dollars to have a booth. This is the reason why nobody heard about Among Us. They didn't have tens of thousands of dollars, so they didn't have a booth. So nobody heard about Among Us until 6 years later. I'm just saying, it's a money grab.
Maybe, but like, I'm like, if they want to monetize certain parts of it, like, sure, you know, like if they had online game demos you could play, that would be the equivalent of going in person and playing a game demo. Sure, you can monetize that. Go for it.
I could see that. I could see that.
Because at the end of the day, you had to pay for it originally.
I would be upset. So I don't know if you remember, probably back in 2000. Oh, it was 2016, E3 of 2016. They did a massive Nintendo for The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Nintendo did nothing except for Breath of the Wild, and they showed off Pokemon Sun and Moon for like 5 seconds, and then they were back to Legend of Zelda, and they did it for multiple days. That was the only E3 that I watched multiple days of. I've never watched multiple days of E3 other than that, because it just doesn't interest me. Like all the games that they normally like show off and stuff, they're smaller games. It's the press conferences that do the announcements. That's what I really like to see. So I don't know how much people would pay for this anyways, other than I don't even know.
I mean,
to be completely honest.
I mean, you mentioned $35. I would pay $35 to get access to like all the game demos. I think that's a pretty good price. The article does mention that they are planning on having on-demand game demos streamed via the cloud. They want to partner with NVIDIA and use their GeForce Now platform to do that, and I think that'd be really sick. I mean, it opens up part of that E3 experience that you were only able to get by attending in person before.
That's true.
So I think that's really cool.
That's understandable.
Another thing that the article mentions is that they're actually calling it not the Electronic Entertainment Expo. They're calling it the Electronic Entertainment Experience. And they're saying that they're not just trying to do the equivalent of in-person E3 online. They're trying to treat it like its own thing. And make it something original. So I think that's cool. Yeah.
Okay. I can see that.
I think that if they did backtrack on their paid content of some sort, just because people heard about it and were really unhappy about it, I think they should have done it. Because unless they want to just die, like go bankrupt or whatever, because like E3 was already struggling.
E3 is struggling.
They were already struggling.
Yeah.
How are they going to stay afloat if they don't charge something? Like,
Yeah,
I don't
no,
know.
it's hard right now because honestly, COVID might end E3 for everyone. Let's be honest. PlayStation moved out before COVID even hit. They were like, "Hey, we're taking off. We're doing our own thing." Xbox, I'm sure, was going to be on their coattails pretty soon. I would think, anyways. Nintendo, they backed out years ago.
Nintendo were just like, we're here, but we're not really a part of it.
Nintendo actually saw the future. Like, and it's funny because Nintendo kept winning E3 year after year. Even when the Wii U was out, like there was all these I remember one year PlayStation killed it. They did amazing. And Xbox One, unfortunately, or Xbox, Microsoft, they unfortunately had a pretty awful conference that year. I don't remember exactly what it was. And it's been back and forth between the two for years. But it was one year where I remember it would show PlayStation headshotting Xbox, and then it would have the Wii U in an ambulance going Wii U, and coming and picking up it was pretty bad. But anyways, so but I mean, you have those three main people. Like, what do you got left? You got Ubisoft, which I ain't paying $35 to watch them drop a bunch of F-bombs. EA, and then you have Bethesda. There's not a lot left for E3 going for them. Yeah. So this COVID may be the end of E3, guys. I'm sorry, but it could be. I mean, Bethesda already has their QuakeCon. Like people got their own stuff going, and E3 just isn't big anymore. And it's sad because I really enjoyed E3 for a lot
of it is kind of transitioning to the Game Awards as well.
That's true. Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah.
When they showed the Xbox Series X at the Game Awards this year, and nobody knew either. It was just like out of nowhere, here's the console, and everybody was like, "What just happened? Is that the actual console?" Like nobody knew, and the reason why is because that's not what the Game Awards is for. But it's kind of
becoming that. Which I don't know how I feel about that, but
I
guess it's whatever.
It's just to make it longer, make it bigger. It used to listen. It used to be on Spike TV. It used to be an hour thing. They would give out 10 awards, make it an hour, and you were done. And it was great. And now it's just like this massive 4-hour long production with bands. And I like
the musical performances. I think they're really cool. Like I remember when they did the Zelda one, and it was just it was amazing. Like
that wasn't this year. That was 2 years ago, right?
Yeah.
2 or 3 years ago. Like but yeah. So I don't know. It's getting to be a little too much
People
production.
Just always want
you're a production
different.
guy. I just wanted what they used to do.
What are you saying? I'm a production guy. What?
You're a production guy. You like all the production stuff, and I'm just like, give me.
That's not why I like it. I don't think.
And now they have awards for everything, and not only do they have
they definitely have too many awards now.
Not only do they have those Game Awards, but now they have the other Game Awards, which just happened. What was it, a week ago or 2 weeks ago? They do everything months after, which honestly, that's what they should do. It starts with a B.
I don't remember.
I can't remember.
I don't think is that even related at all to.
No, it's not.
No,
because Animal Crossing won multiplayer. Don't even get me started, dude. Animal Crossing won multiplayer game of the year.
And sorry.
And Hades won game of the year. And Hades is a great game, okay? I have it. It's not game of the year material.
So another thing I love about the Game Awards is when they had the voice actors and stuff there at the event. You remember when they had the God of War voice actors there? That was hilarious.
That was actually
good. Was amazing. You had the Kratos and Atreus voice actors.
Yep.
To go up to announce an award. And everybody was just waiting for him to say boy.
The whole time. And he did. He didn't. Didn't somebody else say boy later on?
Well, he did eventually. But he was trying to get the kid to open the envelope or something. And he was
gosh.
Finally he was like, good. Boy.
It's so good. It's so good.
That to me is what I like about the Game Awards. Those experiences that you don't really see anywhere else. And that's why I like the musical performances. Because they're original performances and they're cool.
We got to get rid of some of the awards.
There's definitely too many awards now. There's too many.
It's gotten to the point where I don't even know I actually look at the title of the award. I'm like, what is this actually talking about? Like, I don't even know anymore. And
And there's way too many esports
of the graphical, aesthetics, like game experience award. And I'm like, okay, that's great. What does that even mean though?
There's way too many esports awards. Like, I'm not trying to, like, I like esports, of course, but like, it's the game awards, not the esports awards. Like,
yeah.
But like half of them, I felt like were esports stuff.
Best coach of the year, best game of the year, and best team of the year. But it gets to the point where like they're like, here's the best team of the year, right? And they give an Overwatch team, and they give a League of Legends team, and then they give a Rainbow Six team, and they go through all of the different games, and literally the team that's winning is the most popular game.
Yeah, there's that. But crazy. Like that's the case with any award though. That's just the case with any award.
Except for The Rock Rules makes a good point. Except for the game of the year, The Last of Us 2, they bought it. Everybody said rigged. There was not one person that thought that should have been game of the year, except for
unless you liked the game. I mean,
yeah, which was like 30% of the people that actually played it, maybe. And that's a stretch. And every time Ghost of Tsushima won anything, earned. Anytime Nintendo won anything, #free Melee. We need to bring that back. We need to bring that back.
Melee is still not free. We need a free Melee. #free Melee.
The whole announcement of Sephiroth, the entire announcement, because nobody saw that coming at the Game Awards either, but the whole entire announcement of Sephiroth, the chat was flooded with #free Melee. And it was.
Can we please get a #free Melee spam in the chat right now? Thank you. #free Melee.
Oh my goodness. So good.
All right. Time for some rapid topics. First up, footage of Call of Duty Warzone's new 1980s map has leaked. Have you looked into this at all, Buzz?
Very little. I don't play a lot of Warzone anymore.
I don't either. It makes me sad. I want to play it.
Yeah, it's a really good battle. It's probably one of the only battle royales I really liked, except for Mario 35, which is now dead because they killed Mario on March 31st, just a couple days ago. Feels bad. And they also, Tetris 99. I really don't play it. I'm sorry. I actually don't play it. But yeah, I don't play this battle royale anymore.
I want to. I just haven't really had time. I love it. So good.
They also scaled down the download size, so you can actually put more games onto your consoles now.
Yep.
And your PCs. They downscaled it again, so you guys can do that.
Now it's only 200 gigs now.
It started off at like what 400.
It was getting bigger and bigger. Now it's getting a little smaller. It's probably still pretty big, but
I think it's down in the hundreds now or something like that. Something ridiculous. But
anyway, as far as this new map is concerned, it appears that they're launching a completely new map instead of just updating the current one to be in the theme of Cold War, which is their newest release, of course.
It does look like it's going to be similar. So similar to new maps. So like the stadium, they're changing the stadium, but it's still essentially something in the middle that resembles the stadium.
Yeah, I think the layout is going to be kind of the same, but it's supposed to be like the same area like 30 years before or something like that.
So. Right. And so it honestly, I mean, it's a fun game. It looks like it's going to be a fun map, and they've just done a lot right. And the fact that they allowed Cold War, right, Treyarch to be able to use Warzone was huge. Like, to be completely honest, the fact that they got rid of Blackout and they came out with Warzone, nobody knew what was going to happen. And the fact that they allowed Treyarch to use Warzone and they're actually using it like in that game, I think that's amazing. I really do.
Yeah. I think it's really cool. I really like the direction Call of Duty has been headed lately. A lot of like cohesion of their experiences, a lot of focusing on what they're good at. It's been good. It's been good for Call of Duty.
Yeah, and it used to be super separate. Like it was always like this game versus this game versus this game, right? When Sledgehammer was still a thing, but it's not anymore for Call of Duty. But it used to be that way, and that's when it started going downhill a little bit. But now that they're getting things back into cohesion again, like you said, I think it's making Call of Duty go in a good direction. So it's exciting. I unfortunately don't play Warzone. I want to
get back into it.
Cold War, but yeah. So
cool beans. All right, what do we got next?
Next thing, guys, I never played this game, but PUBG, I'm very sorry.
Feels bad.
Their free low-spec edition is shutting down. So if you still play PUBG, which apparently is still super popular,
apparently,
I didn't know. I went on to Twitch right before the YokeTalk to just check the popularity of PUBG, and there's 18,000 people watching it. Maybe it's just because the low-spec edition is shutting down. I don't know. But if you guys play the low-spec edition, that's what your PC can handle, and you
PUBG
can't handle
Lite.
anything else. Yeah, PUBG Lite. Well, you won't be able to play PUBG anymore if you can only handle the low spec edition.
You know what I don't get?
And this is the free version. The other one is not free.
Yes, PUBG Lite was free, which was cool.
Yeah.
But you know what I don't get? They have PUBG Mobile.
Right. Which is free. Oh.
So like,
what's she gonna do?
Why did this even need to be a thing in the first place? Like, I genuine question. Like,
is PUBG Lite essentially the mobile version?
No.
Like, are they shutting down the mobile version?
It's not the mobile version. It is a less graphically intensive version for PC. It is not the mobile version.
Okay, well, they stated, unfortunately, we have made the difficult decision to close service after much deliberation, and the time has come for our journey to end. That sounds like you're shutting down PUBG. I'll be honest here. You should have made that sound a lot different. We regretfully inform you that the service of PUBG Lite, is scheduled to end on April 29th, 2021. So if you guys play PUBG Lite, expect to not be able to use that anymore.
But you can go play PUBG Mobile on your phone. It's probably pretty similar.
It's honestly, yes. If you have a controller and you can hook it up with your phone, hey, listen.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe there's something I'm missing here. Maybe PUBG Lite and PUBG Mobile are very different experiences. But I'm just like, why do we need both? Or just port the mobile version to be like somewhat playable on PC somehow. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, they said
like I don't understand why they thought they needed it in the first place, and I'm not surprised to see that they're shutting it down.
Yeah, they said it's been tough to keep up with PUBG and PUBG Lite. Apparently, that's what I'm getting from this article during COVID. So maybe it's just they're downscaling a little bit to be able to put more focus onto the game that actually matters to them, right? So PUBG Lite, not that it didn't matter, but let's be honest, most of their resources are probably being put into a game and they're trying to move forward with it. So that's what I'm seeing, because organizations do that all the time, right? You say, this is the resources that we have currently right now in the situation that we're in. Let's take out this, even though we're doing it, but we're not doing it well. So if we're not doing it well, let's put all of our resources into doing something else because we can do this excellent. And that's what I feel like. They want to do that excellently, but
I don't think it's a bad thing that they're shutting it down.
It's interesting.
It's just like, I'm just like, again, why did they think they needed it in the first place?
And something else that I'm not too sure about why, guys, but Among Us is getting a full art style revamp.
This is also strange.
Why?
And I think the title here might be a little bit clickbaity. Let me try to find where it mentions it. It's a pretty short article.
It is a very short article.
All the article quotes is, they quote a part from a post that the devs made on their website. The part they quoted was completely updated the art style with cleaner lines and an easier animation process. That to me sounds like more changes on the back end.
Completely updated the art style.
Then
changing the lines.
But that's what they quoted.
This is like you saying you completely updated the God Squad Church logo by creating lines.
I've done that
around
before,
the logo. But I know you have, but nobody knows. Like, not saying that people didn't notice, but what I'm saying is it makes it look cleaner and makes it look better. But was it a complete revamp, as this article says? Full art style revamp. This makes me think like they're going full like 3D, right? They're going full like, third person view from behind, like something weird like that. But,
no, I don't think it'd be like third person view, but like
I know, but what I'm saying,
I was
expecting drastic changes.
Right. When I think completely revamped art style, I think of like, oh, now it's gonna look super realistic, like or something like that. Like
exactly.
So we don't really know what it's gonna look like yet. It sounds like it's not gonna be that different.
Yeah, and there's still a lot of people playing Among Us currently, which is good. Mm-hmm. I think that's healthy because, to be completely honest, I was very worried about this game, right? It got super big in no time at all because a couple big streamers were playing it for a little while. And so the game got huge. And I was honestly worried that when they stopped playing it, that the game would die. And it did to an extent, but it's not dead to the point where nobody's playing it anymore. And I'm happy about that because it is a good game when you have COVID and you can't play Mafia IRL.
Seriously, man, I miss Mafia. Oh my goodness. Do you know how much Mafia we could have played this year? Oh my goodness.
COVID, dude.
Oh my goodness.
We used to play Mafia all the time when we would like visit each other, like, or everybody went to Virginia for like SquadCon. We'd have multiple nights of Mafia, and
now I'm sad.
Now we both live here. And Mafia's been gone.
We need more Mafia.
We need more Mafia in our lives.
We need more Mafia. But they're also planning on increasing the lobby size to 15 for Among Us.
Yes. And that will be interesting. I'm wondering if they're going to have to do some changes to the older maps, or if they're going to have to just make new maps, because they're kind of crowded. They're kind of crowded with 5 extra people in those maps. It was already hard enough with 10 people running around to be able to kill somebody. Now you're going to have 3 or 4 It's going to be good, guys. It's going to pop off again.
They have plushies, and I want one.
Dude, I don't have them with me, but I have my keychain, and shout out to the Jackie Jazz. His mother made us some cool keychain / buttons and stuff. So you haven't gotten yours yet, but I got the keychain one, and I put it on my little keychain.
What is it? An Among Us character?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I got the blue guy with the little plant thing. I think there's only buttons
cool
left, but I got the keychain. I was very happy. Yeah.
How about that? I want a plushie though. They look great.
But there's
12
plushies.
colors. 12 colors.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? Okay. Dude, that's... You think anybody's going to buy them all? Collect them all?
I want one.
Got to catch them all, dude.
Got to catch them all.
Oh, and also, in very rapid news for Among Us, guys, there is a new update coming out. It's called the chocolate ice cream hat, but it suspiciously looks like a poop. So it's a poop.
Do not be deceived.
Yeah, do not be deceived. It is actually a poop, and that will be coming very soon to Among Us. But finally, guys, the greatest article that we have: the police busts the world's biggest video game cheat operation.
This is great. So, collaborative effort between Chinese police and gaming giant Tencent has led to the closure of what police say is the biggest ever video game cheat operation. The gang designed and sold cheats to popular video games, including Overwatch and Call of Duty Mobile. Roughly $76 million in revenue was made by the organization, which charged a subscription fee to clients. Police seized assets worth $46 million, including several luxury cars. Now the article... Hold on. The article has a picture of like
that's what I was gonna say.
Bunch of supercars.
Bugattis, Ferraris, like just
I want to know, did they actually take this picture, of their supercars, or is this just a generic picture of supercars? Probably the latter.
More than likely the latter, but it does say several luxury sports cars were among the assets seized. But here's the thing though. Honestly, I don't know why they wouldn't use the real picture, because $46 million worth of assets that they recovered. I mean, these cars, right? They're worth like a couple million, right? Some of these cars going down this line are really worth a lot of money. But I don't know. It looks like they were seized and put in a very nice location. That's what it looks like to me.
I just think it's hilarious that this organization made a bunch of money off of game hacks and then bought supercars. Like,
yeah, could have given it to charity.
It's just funny. Oh my god!
Now here's my question. Let's just say, just hypothetically, let's just say they did this and they gave everything to charity, like fighting world hunger, or like Doctors Without Borders. What if they did that? Do you think they'd probably still go to jail? Absolutely. It's illegal. But do you think they would like lighten up on the sentence? Like, God, you did something really nice, guys. Thank you.
apparently
the
operation was called Chicken Drumstick.
Chicken Drumstick,
which is pretty great.
Dude, honestly, think about it. Hey, you going to KFC tonight? Yeah, I was thinking about getting some chicken drumsticks. Oh, that's amazing. And literally that was code for, hey, you gonna go and get the supercar tonight, or do you want me to go get it? Because I got some things to do tonight.
No, I think the organization that sold the hacks was called Chicken Drumstick.
I know. I'm just saying.
Okay.
You gotta talk in code, dude. People hack like wiretapping their lines and stuff like that. Crazy. Crazy.
Apparently, subscription prices for the hacks ranged from $10 a day up to $200 a month for you to win in your video games. Police found and destroyed 17 cheats. They destroyed those cheats. Destroyed them. They're definitely not still out there on the internet. Not a chance. Destroyed them.
Here's the thing.
Also, 10 people were arrested.
You made $76 million and you had 17 cheats.
Pretty good. Must have been really good cheats.
They must have been like God mode cheats. Mm-hmm. Okay. I mean, I've seen some cheats before in Warzone that were stinking hilarious. I've watched streams before of of aimbots. And literally the aimbots were so good that it didn't know who to focus on. So the whole entire game, you just see the guy's camera going like this all over the place. It was great. But
apparently in 2019, a survey revealed that around a third of gamers admit to using cheats to improve their chances online.
A third?
Supposedly.
Hold on.
I don't know about the validity of that survey, but...
Okay. Here's a problem. All right. Most people that use Twitch, most of the people in here are probably gamers. Now, here's my question for you. If a third of people that play multiplayer games, let's say 7 of us, just to make it really easy for me. Let's say 7 of us right now in the chat don't play multiplayer games. 9 now, because we went up in number. Amen. Anyways, so that means there's 30 of us in here that play multiplayer games. Okay. That means 10 of you.
10 of you are using cheats right now.
10 of you.
But this is a Christian channel, so odds are lower.
Obviously, it's only 7 people.
Whoa! Hold up. We got, I'm not gonna voice name you here, but we got somebody in the chat admitting that he cheated on some games. Well, sir or madam, we appreciate your confession. There is forgiveness for you, my friend. But right there, wow, right there.
It shows you this stat is correct. This stat is correct. And then Wolf the Adventurer comes in and he says, just like a third of the angels were cast out.
Oh, come on. Oh my gosh.
But anyway.
Man.
Oh boy. Cheating in video games. I mean, I remember the days when they used like cheating was allowed, right? Not for multiplayer, obviously, but like they give you cheat codes, right? I still remember Test Drive 6, test me on this.
That doesn't count.
AKJGQ. Okay, AKJGQ gives you $1 million. I used it multiple times so I could buy the $6 million car in a game every time I started it right at the beginning and just wreck those cars that were worth like $1. Okay, thanks. I remember AKJGQ. Test me. Test me in this. Quotes Pastor Boss.
Test me in this. Saith Pastor Boss.
So, anyways,
oh,
so.
Goodness.
So moving along. So after the biggest world's police buff, we'll give you guys some life updates and everything. But yeah, and then I'm going to talk very, very shortly at the end. Just see what you guys are doing this week because it's kind of a big weekend. So Seraph, do you have any life updates, game updates?
Really?
Life updates. Let's be completely honest here. There was something posted in a live chat yesterday.
Oh gosh, well, I forgot. Okay.
So guys, if you guys don't know, I was streaming on my Switch about 2-3 weeks ago. I was streaming.
Get back in front of your mic.
Phoenix Rising, and unfortunately, it overheated and an error came up on the screen. I'm really glad the Switch has this. To be completely honest, though, an error came up on the screen and said error. Console overheating, going in sleep mode. And I was upset in the beginning, but to be completely honest, like PlayStation 4, PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, right? Red Ring of Death you got going on there. When it overheated, it started melting parts inside your system and it would literally just, it would be incapacitated except for the Red Ring of Death. Okay. So that's what would happen. So it overheated and it shut down. I looked online for a little bit and they said the only way to overheat the system that they found when they were testing the Switch when it first came out was to disable your fan and to wrap it in a blanket and then turn it on for like hours of gameplay. And I said, okay, there's a problem with my fan, right? There's obviously an issue going on. So I gave it to Unworthy Seraph. I bought a fan on Amazon. It was like $20-$30 or something like that. They gave you all the screwdrivers and stuff like that. And there were forums, obviously, as well, tell directions of how to do this. And they said that screws can get easily stripped. So, Seraph, why don't you take the story from there, my friend?
Well, yeah, a screw got easily stripped.
Oh, yeah.
End of story. Not really. There's a little more to it. But so I couldn't even get into the Switch. I couldn't even get into it.
My fan is still broken.
The last screw that I need to remove to get the Switch open so that I can replace the fan stripped. The first time I went to go and turn, it started to strip. And I was like, oh no. And it kept getting worse. I could not get it. I stripped the heck out of that screw. I didn't try to, but that's what happened. So I was like, okay, well, the only way to fix this now is a rotary blade or a rotary tool, whatever you want to call it. Apparently, Dremel is not actually the name of the tool. Dremel is a very popular brand.
It's the most popular
tool.
Of that.
I always knew the tool as a Dremel, but apparently that's just a brand. So anyway, needed one of those so that I could get it out. Because I thought that would be better than drilling out the screw. But spoiler alert, I'm just gonna have to drill out the screw. So turns out nobody around here owns a rotary tool. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna buy a rotary tool. I want one anyway. They're kind of cool.
Yeah, they're cool. Like, you need it for what?
Well, now I have one. If I ever need one,
my Switch.
For what if I strip one of my screws?
Hey, yeah.
But it was only like $30. Came with a case and a bunch of accessories. Real good. I'm very satisfied. But anyway, so took one of those little circle blades you use on the rotary tool and tried to go to work on the screw.
He sent me a picture of my Switch in a vise, and I almost peed my pants.
Couple problems. One, the blade was scratching up the edges around the screw, so there are some permanent cosmetic scars on Pastor Buz's Switch. I take full responsibility. And second problem with that method was that the blade was too thick. So it was more making like a U, like a really flat U shape.
It was the whole point of
the whole point was to do a slit so that I could get a flathead in there and unscrew it. Right. But the screw is so small that I would have needed paper thin blade to make that happen. So now the top of the screw is just stinking destroyed. And I tried to drill it out. Apparently I was going about it the wrong way. I should have been using a lower speed to drill it out. So I'm going to give that another shot.
Hey, gotta do what you gotta do.
Do we have any other options?
No. Wolf the Adventurer, you can, but I can't add you. I can't get into my Switch right. Well, I mean, I guess I could technically, but I don't have it with me.
So, yeah, that's
so. We're still working on it.
Mm-hmm. I'll get
He's
it.
Still working on it.
I'll get it, guys.
He is determined.
I'll get
he
it.
is determined.
Don't worry.
Mordecai says, "Send it to me. I'll fix it."
I'll get it. It's okay.
When he sent me the picture of my Switch and device, my first thought was, "There's a screen on one side."
I clamped it only.
No, I know.
Only with. I'm letting the people know. I clamped it only with enough pressure to keep it stable. I was well aware that I did not want to put too much pressure on the screen, especially with the Switch having a plastic screen. Very aware of that.
Very strange.
But I did need to secure it. So it's got to go in a clamp. I went and bought that clamp too. I didn't have any clamps. So I went and bought a clamp.
Wow. Amazing.
Now I have a clamp.
You spent more to fix my Switch than I spent on the parts to fix my Switch, which, by the way, I did go online, and apparently for $6 I could buy a bunch of spare Switch screws and parts and stuff.
Oh, perfect.
Like that,
we'll need one. We will.
We'll need one.
We need one because I have to destroy it. It's already destroyed, and I have to further destroy it to get it out.
Yes. So my Switch. My Switch.
Yeah.
My beautiful Switch.
That's the only live update that I have for you today.
Well, okay, so I'll give a live update for you guys. So I've been back on Final Fantasy 14. I don't remember if I said this last week. I don't think I did. I was planning on possibly switching servers, and I did make that change this past weekend. I did switch servers from Behemoth, which I was on for probably about a year or so, a year and a half.
You're only on there for a year?
A year and a half or so, yeah. I was on Balmung, Mateus, and then I was on Balmung before that. But anyways, yeah. Actually, no, Behemoth I've been on for almost 2 years. I made the switch when Shadowbringers came out. I have a good friend who loves to say that, we're going to get clans going and stuff like that. When he goes back to school, everything's going to be fine.
We won't name any names.
I'm not naming people out, but for me, I can be an officer. I can be a great officer in an FC. I cannot hold an FC down by myself because I just do not have the time. I can put stuff down. I can play the game every once in a while, but you want me to hold down an entire free company? Not happening. So what I did is somebody that we love from our community named Aki and Peach. He has a bunch of people who started an FC in his server. So I switched over to Hyperion, and I am now in that server, and I am also in that free company, and I play with people like River, people like Vic Sigma, people like TGI Fish, people like DJ Danwell. I mean, I'm playing with bunches, Aki and Peach, right? Playing with a bunch of people, and it's a lot of fun when you're playing with people. So, yeah, been enjoying it.
Very nice.
Yeah, so that's what I've been doing lately. Honestly, one day I will finish Phoenix Rising. One day. We're at the end of the game. I needed like 1 or 2 more streams, and I was going to beat that game. And that was it. And then I
remembered something else, guys. Fall Guys. Assuming you were done. You done?
Yeah.
Yeah. Fall Guys. Guys. So first of all,
they made some changes.
First of all, I got my Sonic skin. I'm very happy.
I saw that the other day.
Very
you didn't
happy.
update me. I was happy for you. Congratulations.
Thank you. I got my Sonic skin. I think I talked about that last week. And then like the next day I checked and it was in my shop and I was like, yes.
They heard. They watched the
So
YokeTalk.
I got my Sonic skin. But more importantly, they have a new game mode called Squad Shows.
Yes,
and I didn't know this, but apparently it was supposed to be a limited time mode. But they had so much overwhelming love for the mode that it's now just going to stay indefinitely.
That's awesome.
And
That's good.
the mode is so great because it makes it so much better to play with friends. So if you guys have played Fall Guys, basically the way it worked before is you could party up with 3 other friends in a group of 4 and you could play Fall Guys together. But the problem was if one of your friends got eliminated, they had to just sit and watch for the rest of the game until all your friends were eliminated. And that always sucked because the person that got eliminated has to sit there and watch, but they don't want their friends to have to back out for them. But then their friends are like, well, I want to back out for you, but I also kind of want to keep going. It was just so much conflict.
It was awkward. Yeah.
It was awkward. It was like, it's not great. It's not great. Well, gone are those days because now friends can just play squad show. And the way it works is you either all win or you all lose. So the game plays exactly the same, but now the 4 players on your team will get points for how well they perform and how quickly they finish and things like that. So you can have one person on your team who's just super good, and maybe he's getting like top 5 every time, getting a big chunk of points for your team. And then as long as the rest of your players do decently well, you're going to move through. So you either all move through and keep going, or you either all lose and don't get to proceed. And the great part is if one person in your team gets eliminated in a round, but your team still does well enough to proceed to the next round, that person who got eliminated gets to play the next round. So they're not just out for the rest of the game. It's fantastic. It's so much better. So much better with friends. So
we should do a duo stream soon.
We should.
Not of that game though. We should play the Nintendo games that we were playing that one time. Guys, we went on to the Nintendo games because you can play them
I feel
online.
like we've talked about this before. But
we talked about it, and I still want to do this. But like, we played like the soccer game together. We lost 19-0.
I had no idea what we were doing.
We had no idea what in the world we were doing. Didn't even know who the players were because they just flashed. They don't even give you a color half the time, right? The hockey game, we got wrecked. We made some good plays though. We didn't get any goals.
It was ridiculous.
We made some good plays. Hey,
it's ridiculous. Garrett in the chat just mentioned Outriders. I don't know a ton about it. It just released. It's like a new looter shooter.
Yesterday, right?
I've heard
yesterday,
something like that. I've heard mixed things about it.
I watched one person play it. Maybe 2 people. No, one person. I watched one person play it on stream, and it didn't seem like my type of game. I wasn't too sure exactly what was going on, to be completely honest. Yeah. I was more interested in watching like Monster Hunter Rise, right? That came out for the Switch this week as well. That was a big release this week. And honestly, a lot of people are saying it's better than World.
Wow.
I was like, dang, like they got some of the mechanics like straightened out that World messed up, which honestly, World was amazing. And they apparently they're killing it with that. So there's a few changes that they need to make that a lot of people are talking about. But I mean, Capcom is, making a ton of money off this franchise right now, so they don't care. They'll make the changes if they need to. So good job. Mm-hmm. But I can't play it because my Switch is still got a strip screw. So we'll update you on my Switch next week.
Yes, we will. Hopefully it will be in better shape.
Maybe it will be in my Switch dock.
I pray and hope.
Maybe.
Send your prayers for Pastor Bell's Switch.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Well, that about wraps it up for us today.
Very, very awkward ending over here.
On this very awkward good yoke talk. Pastor Balls, you want to tell the people a little bit about the Good Fridays and the Easters?
Yeah, sure. I've completely forgot to. So today obviously is Good Friday. Hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. Something that I normally, we should be doing this all year round, right? We should be always celebrating the resurrection of Jesus Christ. If you're a Christian, obviously, if you're not a Christian, you're more than welcome to be inside of our community. We love you anyways. Even if you don't believe, you can still belong. That is completely okay. But it says God Squad Church. You are here. We are a church here on Twitch, and today we have our Good Friday services, and we already had one. It actually wasn't even on this channel, but Unworthy Seraph did an absolutely outstanding job with the video that we created, which was called the Good Friday Experience. So if you guys want to watch that video and also see some amazing worship as well, you guys can go to this channel right here, twitch.tv/GodSquad Church. I don't know why I said it, because you're already here, but tonight, 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, we have the Good Friday service. Again, tonight, Pastor Susie will be hosting it. And then tomorrow, guys, we are having our Easter service. We have our church services on Saturday. So we're celebrating the resurrection of Jesus Christ tomorrow for our Easter service, 1:30 and 7:30 Eastern Standard Time, right here on this channel as well. So please, please, please come out. We're excited about it. We got some good things going on. Church is in a healthy spot right now, I feel like. And so guys, come out. Even if you don't believe, it's okay. Pastor Susie is actually going to be, he's still going to use scripture, obviously, but he is going to be essentially proving that Jesus Christ rose from the dead without just using scripture.
Yep.
Like, because a lot of people, like, they're like, well, the Bible's not real. Okay, well, if you don't think the Bible is real, then how do you believe that Jesus Christ rose from the dead, right? Like, how can I believe that if I believe that the Bible is a fairy tale? How is that even possible? So he's going to be using other sources and other things as well to help people to understand that this is a true thing that did happen. It's not just a story. It's not just a concept. It's something that truly happened. So please, 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 even if you don't believe, come out. Have a good time, and you might be able to win a giveaway if you guys dethrone Blue Eyes.
You know, if your name starts with blue, you might have a chance. You know,
75% chance extra to be able to win. We don't understand, but
works.
Somebody come in, dethrone Blue Eyes. That's all I gotta say. Dethrone her. She's won too many giveaways. There was 130
she's had it
people
too good for too long.
Listen, there was a break there for like 3 months, and then she won 2 weeks in a row. She's one of our regular yokers. Yep.
She came up with the name Yokers.
She did. She coined it. She deserves those gift cards.
Oh, man.
But anyway.
Yes, the Good Friday service is tonight, and our Easter services are tomorrow.
Yes. So definitely come. Definitely come. Join us. Support. It's a great time. I'll be there. Seraph will be there. We'll all be there. All of the people will be there. It's going to be a good time. So I hope you guys do tonight. All of the peoples, all of the presidents, past presidents, dead presidents, all of them.
What?
They're all coming.
Suddenly this got political. Alrighty, friends. It's time to wrap it up here on the YokeTalk. Thank you guys so much for joining us. As always, remember, Good Friday service tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern. Hope to see you there. But with all that being said, everybody, have a fantastic week and pray for Pastor Buzz's Switch.
Happy Easter.
And happy Easter.